Ikifika Tuesday unajua.
Si ni mambo ya kufanya mambo.
The docket.
Idhaa ya kufanya mambo.
Kama kawaida fanya mambo Kinuthia Iduna Buya in the building.
Yes, I.
First off, Ruto reading the Riot Act to MPs in the fiery UDA ODM joint meeting. Just some quick background. A joint parliamentary group meeting pitting UDA and the Orange Democratic Movement turned stormy yesterday after President Ruto accused some members of parliament of turning the House into what he termed as chambers of corruption. Ameita soko huru.
What the president is saying is nothing new. It's something that we've known, we've been talking about it, but inaongelewangwa chini ya maji. Witnesses wakija mbele ya committee, you hear rumors that washaonwa, so the committee is going to align itself with the witness. But I only have one problem with the president, is that he's not going the full hog. Because just talking about it, kama tu mimi kuongea, it's just lamentations like me. I would have expected him to say that, Obuya is the MP who came and solicited for money from ABCD witnesses. But just saying that, like, what he's saying is anapaka the whole institution matope, but there's no one that is coming out to take responsibility of what is happening. We've had rumors of massive corruption. When governors are coming to be impeached, we hear rumors that pesa imetembea, the people are going to vote like this. When laws are being passed, the law, even when Gachagua was being impeached, we had rumors of money exchanging hands. And when you're in parliament, unajua hapa kuna pesa imetembea, because the happiness, the smile is wider. Watu wana smile kidogo, ukipatana na mtu anakuambia, hata ule mtu ajai kupatia kitu anakuambia umwami chukua hii leo,
kula mboga, because
you know people are happy. So it's nothing new. But I would have expected that the president is going, just apart from just arresting them, the public shame. Just when you shame somebody publicly, it is also a deterrent.
Correct.
Because that is a deterrent to corruption. So he should just say, ni Obuya alikuja kuchukua pesa, na alichukua pesa ngapi, ziliwafikia. That way we shame these MPs, and that way we try to deter corruption. But the 13th parliament has been, I think, the worst parliament so far, because first, they're in the executive's pocket, and that's the worst form of corruption. Wetangula, Speaker Wetangula is publicly conflicted, because he even attends President William Ruto's functions. Somebody who is supposed to be neutral when performing his duties, but he's attending functions of the president. So that's actually the worst kind of corruption, that he doesn't even try to show that, I am neutral. He just openly and outrightly says, I am on these sides of the aisle. And it's an independent house. That's supposed to be an independent institution, just like judiciary.
Some people thought they had a monopoly of buying parliamentarians. They are now disillusioned that they have found kuna watu wengine wanafika bei ya kununua wabunge. I think what is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. Anybody who is about to talk of parliamentarians being bribed must first hold a Bible in public and say that I swear, and put their name there, that I have never given a bribe to a parliamentarian, before they can come and tell Kenyans about parliamentarians receiving bribes. So those who thought that they had a monopoly of bribing parliamentarians are having a problem, because they've realized that that is not a monopolistic market. It is actually an equal opportunity market, where anybody who can afford a member of parliament can pay for the member of parliament to do what they want that member of parliament to do for them. So I think the people who set the standard are now the ones who are complaining about members of parliament receiving money. And they are receiving a lot more than the givers who were giving parliament were giving before. So that's where we are. It's nothing new to us, and all we are saying is, before anybody speaks of parliament as having been bribed, we want that person to raise a Bible in public and swear that they have never given a bribe to a member of parliament. then we can begin the conversation from there. Now, for the devolution conference that happened, and they spoke about the same things, I'd like to say it's the same standard. Anybody who wants to come and pontificate before Kenyans should first go and look for a Quran or a Bible and make their oath and say, mimi kama fulani, kabla niongee juu ya bunge kuhongwa, sijai honga mbunge.
Even this issue has come before the floor of the House.
Correct.
Speaker Wetangula himself has spoken about this issue on the floor of the House when he actually was the first one to talk about the chairman of the welfare of the members. You know, there's the chairman of the committee, the vice chair, and then there's that chairman of the welfare of the members. So that chairman is the one that goes to the witnesses and say, haya, unataka tukusaidia aje leo, ukitaka hivi fanya hivi, leta 3 million, leta 5 million, and then analeta whether inafika kwa members ama haifiki. That's what now President Ruto is saying, inawafikianga. And you know, when you asked about corruption money, kama imekufikia, the first thing you do is mimi sikukula. So you deny first, you know, you become a man, you deny. So that's what the MPs are doing. But it's nothing new. Teddy, when Parliament, the 13th Parliament started, Kenya Kwanza had less MPs. You know, the Azimio coalition had more MPs. What was the first thing that they did? President William Ruto went for UDM MPs. Did he go for them free of charge? I doubt. Something must have exchanged hands, either money or something must have exchanged hands. There are Jubilee MPs. Where are they right now? They are with Kenya Kwanza. Why? Did they just go there without any money exchanging hands? I would doubt. So the issue of corruption is a very wide issue, but I'm glad that they are talking about it right now. I'm glad that however little it will achieve, at least Kenyans will know. And some MPs are very mad with the president because they are saying the president is pitting them against the Kenyans. Because once you start saying that MPs are corrupt, I still don't know what the end game of the president is, because I would want to know, these are the people he wants to help him pass some legislations. Then why are you bringing up these issues of them being corrupt? But the story that MPs are saying that has brought up all these things is the story of to do with e-citizen, because the e-citizen has been mad in a lot of controversies. Who owns e-citizen? How much is being collected? All the systems okay? So when the Auditor General did a special audit and talked about upwards of 10 billion having potentially been lost, I think that is what icked President William Ruto to come up with these claims, because the e-citizen thing has been his baby, and for you to try and muddy it, I think it worked him up, and that's why he's coming up with all these allegations. But I'm glad that they are talking about it. I'm glad that the MPs are now on the chopping board. Let's talk about corruption in Parliament.
I don't think that having this conversation about corruption in Parliament right now is going to help the head of state. The members of Parliament have gone into survival mode. I think they've secretly been telling the head of state, we don't see ourselves being re-elected, especially on that UDA ticket. I don't see anybody within Mount Kenya coming back with that UDA ticket, regardless of what you may have done for your people. And they have now gone into self-survival mode. They are not interested in the president anymore. In fact, he is aware that very many of them have to jump ship if they are going to be re-elected again. And there's nothing he can do about it. He knows that they are planning to jump ship. So he's gotten to a place now, it's gloves off. He's decided, let me keep the ones I can keep and lose the ones I can lose. And that's why now they have to make sure that their marriage with ODM works. Because if their marriage does not work, then if everybody goes alone, I can tell you for sure one term is real. Unajua nyani akienda kufa miti yote uteleza. Raila and William Ruto are losing it. And they've gotten to the point that they're even fighting their own members of parliament. Who would I be to advise them not to fight their own members of parliament? I mean, CDF is this thing that members of parliament cling on to, like a leech would cling on to blood. And then you come and you want to remove that from them. What you've done is you've created hatred for yourself, between yourself and the members of parliament. Who am I to advise them when they are making a mistake? If anything, I would urge Raila Amolo Odinga to continue repeating that where members of parliament are very oftenly and in very loud mouth. Anakuja anasema na English, anasema na Kiswahili, anasema na Kijaluo akieza, so that he angers all his members of parliament. I would want William Ruto to repeat those words and anger all his members of parliament. Because for me, to have a weakened coalition between them is the best thing that could happen to us who are in opposition. So I am happy that this coalition is fighting itself from inside. They are fighting their own soldiers. They are dismantling them. They are making them weak and so on. But anyway, answering Obuya, what would I do if I'm elected? No, when I am elected, because it's not a question of if. When I am elected, member of parliament, yes, member of parliament for Dagoretti South, without CDF, I think people have not understood it. There are many things a member of parliament can do, and I always remind you the example of the conversation we started here about bursaries and how we can make education free in this country. I think my cardinal calling in this country is to fight so that every young person has got their education from primary to Form 4 for free, and it has been proven that the amount of money is available. If we do that, we unlock close to 300-400 billion that goes into school fees every year. And if we unlock that, it stays in the economy. Itoki kwa mikono ya mifuko ya wazazi. That's an empowered nation. So there's a lot a member of parliament can do without necessarily have to build classrooms. But they go to build classrooms and toilets. And you know, you judge a person by the content of what is contained in what they build. So if I become the member of parliament who builds very many toilets, you can see those toilets are full of, and so therefore my mind is full of, So I don't want to be that member of parliament who is hailed for building very many toilets and classrooms and all. I think it's about making the lives of our people easier and better, and that can happen without NGCDF.
Gentlemen, switching gears now. Gachagua, while you were away, he's coming back.
Yes.
And just before that,
On Thursday.
yes,
Rigiji was supposed to have come back into the country on the 2nd of October, initially. And then they started threatening that they would arrest him. And he felt, wait a minute.
Who threatened him?
Hey, they were all over the news. This Kenya Kwanza people saying, tutashika Rigiji, he needs to be arrested and everything. And he decided, why don't I make it easier for them and even come earlier? If really your idea is to arrest me when I come back on the 2nd of October, I had even made my flight details known. Now I'll even come earlier. I'll come on the 21st of August and let us see who is this who wants to arrest him. I think Rigiji is a son of this country coming back home. And I have always said, people may have their reservations with Rigiji as a person. But Sifuna told us, when you're going to war, you carry your strongest weapon. The strongest weapon we have right now against the William Ruto administration is Rigiji. And he's putting up a very good fight against his administration. It would be stupid of us not to use the weapon that we have. And so let us all unite and support him, because he's fighting William Ruto in a way that none of us, and I am yet to see a Kenyan who is able to fight William Ruto the way Rigiji is fighting him. So before people come and say bad things about Rigiji or about his hope coming or about anything, ask them one question. Do you know a Kenyan right now who is able to put up the kind of fight that Rigiji is putting up against William Ruto? If you know one, then we rally behind them. But because at the moment we don't have one, Rigiji is the best, he's the strongest, we shall welcome him. Kamukunji tunaenda is a public place. People are welcome. It will be a peaceful procession from the airport. So yeah, it's just prepare yourself for Thursday. It's more like a public holiday.
But when you say we, who's we? Fanyamam.
It is those people who believe that William Ruto is not fit to be president of the Republic of Kenya, and those people who believe that therefore the fight against William Ruto must be put up using the strongest weapons we have.
Which is
and
Rigiji.
So far, the strongest weapon we have against William Ruto is Rigiji. But if you're looking for a weapon against other things, you can use some of those politicians I don't want to name right here. But if really it's a strong weapon against the administration of William Ruto, we have the best in Rigiji. It was okay for people to come and sing Togokera Tene.
Meaning what?
Meaning we shall rise up early.
It was okay for them to sing that song that time because I would have excused their ignorance. But after Rex Masai died, after what we saw during the Gen Z protests, after the death of Albert Ojwang, after Langat having been cleared, After all these things that we are seeing now, even including e-citizen being told that the money is disappearing like a sneeze in the air, and we are still being told to put school fees. After all the things we have seen today, including what is happening with SHA, people going as far as India and then being told they are not going to be paid for. After our media houses being insulted and being told you can choose to become a hospital and we shall give you a SHA number. After all that, anybody who then says that they want to go and vote for William Ruto and give him a second term, that's a person we have a problem with. Because now fundamentally, there's something wrong with the way their brain works. So if it was earlier, those who made that mistake, we can say it was a mistake. But after what we have experienced now, after people being called criminals, after people being promised they'll be shot in the legs, after an MP coming and saying don't shoot them in the legs, shoot them actually to kill them, after the Minister for Interior gives that order of shoot to kill, and somebody comes and says yeye ni mtu wa two-term, then we realize that it is okay that every nation has got some people who are not mentally okay, and we have to live with them because they are brothers and sisters that were born here.
Gachagua is coming back. Truth be said that the opposition has been kind of lost when he was away, and like Fanyamambo says, I think Gachagua, as of the moment, is the strongest, the glue that is holding the opposition together. In his absence, you feel that the opposition is kind of lost. We've not heard of Kalonzo Musyoka or Eugene Wamalwa. The only thing we've heard about is Eugene fighting Natembeya. That has been what has been hitting the headlines when Gachagua has been away. So the opposition needs Gachagua as of now, and Gachagua is coming, and there has been threats of arresting him, and I know he is praying. He is praying
that he is arrested.
That he's arrested. That he comes, and Murkomen, is foolish enough to go and send people to go and arrest him. That will make Gachagua's day. That will make Fanyamambo's day, because then that will rally the people who are saying one term. They will radicalize them even more. If I was government, I would let Gachagua be. Let him come to the country. Let him do what he's going to do. If they are going to Kamukunjo, Jacaranda, or wherever, let them go and do what they are going to do, and we call it a day. But government being what government is, I suspect that someone will try some monkey business and try to either stop the procession or try to arrest Gachagua or try to arrest Malala, and that is just going to galvanize Gachagua and his troops. And so the government must be very, very, strategic on how they are going to deal with Gachagua and Fanyamambo and their troops, because first, the government might say you've not given us notice of your procession, because according to the law you need to give the police the notice so that you do your procession. I remember I was in that procession when Baba came back. You remember Baba while you were away, and we took like 5-6 hours from JKIA to Hapa Uhuru Park. It was tear gas and people died. An MP almost died. Robert Mbui broke his leg. So it was so chaotic. And how I would pray that the government would try to, avoid that and just let Gachagua come, do his thing, and then Arudi wa Munyoro. Because if they try to stop them, then it's going to be chaotic.
Cleophas Malala goes on national TV. And explains that he is landing on this day and we intend to use Jogoo Road, we need to go to Kamukunji and so on and so forth. That is adequate notice. Because if tomorrow...
But police would argue that they want a written notice.
The thing is, they will get a written notice if they want a written notice. Actually, the law does not require us to ask for permission from the police. It just requires us to inform them. That is we are just informing them. It's the way sometimes the husband tells the wife, I'm coming home late. It doesn't mean he's asking for permission. He's just informing her so that she can sleep and stop being anxious. But let me say something. I wanted to answer my good friend when he asked about why we are not saying that there are good things when Harambee Stars is winning and they are being given 500,000 and 1 million. And I want to tell you, you see the signs of the time. My friend, you need to read these signs. The problem with Kenyans, kuna vitu muona muonangi. Macho. Kenya ilichapa Konga 1-0. Wakamaliza akachapa Morocco 1-0. 0. Na sasa wameahidiwa millions, wakamaliza wakachapa Zambia 1-0. William Ruto alikuja na jazi imeandikwa WSR 0-1. I think the message is clear. They are just telling him ni one term. Hata ukitupea 1 million ni one term. Like they are not interested in scoring 2 goals. Yani wanafunga tu kamoja.
So moja mabao inamaanisha moja ya one term.
It's a sign. It's just one term.
Atasema hata juu Harambee Stars ni number 1 kwa table.
Yes. And they are number 1 on the table. And even his jersey. In fact, the guys who wrote WSR's jersey, they should have given it WSR 02. They gave him one written 01.
So it's only signs.
Hata akiwa amesimama huko akichia watu wanaona one term. So I'm answering you, yes, we are happy. We celebrate that they were given money and we are happy. Hata tunaomba hizo games zingine zote waendelee tu kushinda 1-0.
Baka itoke 600 million.
Itoke 600 million ndio tukue tumeconfirm kwamba ni one term all the way. Yani they've been making it clear ni nyinyi ndio hamuoni. Hakuna mahali wamefunga 2 goals. So we celebrate how much money they have received and we continue to say we are excited that young millionaires have been created. The only disclaimer I gave was avoidable houses are on public houses. They're on public land. They've been built using public money. In fact, you are sweating, he's sweating, every other person sweating in this room. Anybody who has been hived off the money from their salaries to build affordable houses. Then you hear that because someone kicked a ball nicely, they have earned themselves a house, and you who can't kick ball, you've not earned yourself a house. Let us not allow the head of state to have the power to dish out affordable houses like their bans, to a ban or keki or something that are at the discretion of the head of state. The reason we changed our land law was initially because the president had power to dish out land. And that's why we created the National Land Commission, so as to remove that power from the head of state. What we have done now is we have negated on those gains, and we have made the head of state someone who is capable of giving out houses. Haters munisikize vizuri. I am not saying Harambee Stars should not be given houses. What I am saying is some of these people who are dishing out houses own very many personal houses. They can give those ones out. But the houses, because what do you mean? How do you think a teacher feels? Or someone who is working and being deducted money from their salary, realizing that they do not qualify to be given a house kiholela. I think let us keep the sanctity of those houses, if there is any sanctity anyway, because they are built on public land, they are using public resources, they've been built by force. The people who are being deducted this money have pain at the deduction. So I celebrate the wins of Harambee Stars, but at the same time, let us not do illegalities.
President sio Mungu. Ati sasa yeye ndiye anaamua Igunza, wewe chukua nyumba 3 pale.
Bana
wewe. Teddy wewe unatoka Busia huwezi pata nyumba.
Unapata 1 bedroom.
Ama nipatiwe bed sitter.
Upatiwe bed sitter huko Busia. So it shouldn't be like that. At least there must be a way of somebody acquiring those houses. Yeah, there must be a criteria. And like I was saying, even these issues of million, and I celebrate Harambee Stars. I celebrate that new millionaires are being made, but there should be a criteria. Like I posted a question here last week. Malkia Starlets,
Malkia Strikers under 20.
Under 20. What have they got?
And they are beautiful.
What are we hearing about them? They don't qualify for a house,
and they're going and actually going to the World Cup.
Yes. So the president is here giving millions to the footballers, and Malkia Strikers are there. They have won. They are going to the World Cup. Nobody is recognizing them. So when there is a criteria, when there is a policy, when there is a law, at least you know that if you qualify to do ABCD, this much will be given unto you. If you score 1 goal, this is what you are going to get from that kitty. But see, the president wakes up and says, Teddy, this time is not 1 million, in 2.5. So there must be a criteria of how you are doing. And I celebrate Harambee Stars. I celebrate that they are motivated well enough to beat Zambia, to beat Morocco, to beat DRC. I celebrate that, at least the political temperatures have gone down a little bit. Kenyans, there's that hope a renewed hope in Harambee Stars. At least it gives us hope as a country. It shows our patriotism. But the whole of CHAN has been a revelation, actually, for East Africa. You saw what happened in Uganda yesterday. From 3-1 88th minute
to 3-3
95th minute. So the CHAN itself has been a revelation in East Africa. Tanzania is doing very well. They qualified on top of their group. They are going to solve the issues with Morocco on Friday as we deal with Madagascar here. So the CHAN itself has been a revelation in East Africa. It has galvanized us as a country and just shown us patriotism. For once Fanyamambo agrees with Wetangula when Wetangula speaks. For once Fanyamambo agrees with Raila Odinga when he speaks about Harambee Stars. So it has brought us, we have put aside our different political differences, at least for a moment, to just focus on Harambee Stars. How I wish that this is we could focus on our problems. We should look at our problems the way we are looking at Harambee Stars, because as of now, everybody, we are speaking at each other. Huyu akiongea huyu once Sifuna akienda kuongea, Ichungwa just thinks whether Sifuna is going to speak sense or not. Ichungwa has already dismissed it. When Ichungwa is going to speak, Sifuna has already dismissed him, whether he's going to speak sense or not. So that's where we are as a country.
Allow me to say something that is very important that is happening. Today is a historic day for me and for the young people in this country. We have always agonized about very many problems. Young people have been known to agonize. So today is a special day because we are having a press briefing at 10:30, and we shall be telling young people we are moving from agonizing to organizing. And this is a special moment because we are about to announce something very important for every young person, the millennials and the Gen Zs. We have a very important and special announcement for all the young people. So the presser will be today at the Silver Springs Hotel at around 10 o'clock. I'm inviting all my friends and all people of goodwill who mean well for this country. It shall be live on our social media spaces. I know RMS has confirmed they are coming to air that, and we are grateful. So just know that Fanyamambo sio kelele tu tunapiga kwa
so kuna kitu
we have something now. We are not just agonizing, we are organizing. And today
mambo ni nani who are behind this? Unajua mimi napenda kutumia
the first thing I'll just tell you this. I'll tell you this. The main name is my name, and when I put my name to it, then you can see integrity. And I have tried to make sure that we don't have people who are known not to have integrity. So it's young people of integrity doing something for this country, from agonizing
to organizing.